I redid the sales policy, and we will be going over it. There are now sections, and it is a lot more detailed and a lot more cut forward. I'm basically terminating very slowly the waiting list to be something more practical because it put a lot of work and stress on me, and I don't want to have to deal with that. I'm giving you guys some of the work this time. So, let's start with before the sale. First come, first serve. This is very important. Please remember this. I do not hold rabbits. Do not assume I am saving a rabbit for you unless it's a specific situation and I directly tell you. I do ask for which rabbits you want, so I can note which ones are more sought after and which ones are less, so I can discourage people going after the... Like, if there's one rabbit everyone wants, I tend to discourage people for that one rabbit so that everyone gets a chance to get a rabbit they actually want. So that will be why I ask. It's not because I'm saving the rabbit for you. Do not assume I am saving the rabbit for you. I do not meet halfway. Please remember this. I'm not driving anywhere for you. You have to come here. If you really want the rabbit, you will. Or if you're too far away, remember this line. I don't use transport, but if you want to find one and pay for one, I will look it over and make sure it is reputable. I can even recommend you to a few transporters. I know some people, you know. But this is why you need a transporter, because it is illegal to ship mammals without a transporter in the state of California. I cannot just stick them on a plane. I need someone to come with them and take them in a carry-on. I've never had this happen, and I'm very thankful. Prices. I have the right to change my prices as and when I find fit without warning. I'm the breeder. I have this dictatorship over the prices. Prices are quality-based. All quality judgments are subjective. These are my opinions. There's a reason why certain breeders tend to want certain judges, because each judge has a different opinion on the SOB, which we'll be getting to that. None of my rabbits have been placed on the table. We're hoping to change that, which the show table, by the way. It's hard to tell at such a young age, yet I can tell which ones are closer to the SOB, which is the standard of breed. All rabbits can be pets or birds. It's up to you what you want to do with them. Now, this doesn't mean that the price is going to go lower down if you want it just as a pet. The price is based off of the quality, once again. So if you buy a super expensive rabbit and just have it as a pet, who am I to say you can't do that? If you buy a really cheap rabbit that is not so close to the SOB and breed it, who am I to stop you? During the sales, all rabbits are healthy to the best of my knowledge when they are sold. Each rabbit has a physical before being considered for sale, and when leaving the rabbitry. I can even teach you how to do a physical, because I tend to do it in front of little kids so they learn how to check if the rabbit is healthy. And sometimes, if you ask for it, I can even give you a sheet of paper that goes over everything that the rabbit will have, and oftentimes I just started including it without even asking, since, you know, people find it helpful to know the strengths and flaws of their rabbits and what they should look for. It is your job as a buyer to examine the rabbit before purchase. I can give my own opinion, but the decision is up to you. I will not choose which rabbit you buy. You will choose that. I will refuse service to someone who shows up to the rabbitry without prior communications with me. Yes, this has happened. If you just roll up to the gate and knock on the door, you're not getting a rabbit because A, what if I'm not home? I'm literally the only person in my household that knows anything about the rabbits because it is 100% my job and nobody else's. So do not expect me to sell you a rabbit, and you will most likely be sent home. After sales, we are not responsible for the rabbit's actions after purchase. If it dies in 6 months, that's on you, not on me. Please remember, I handle the rabbits daily, not you. They will naturally be more comfortable with me and will take time to adjust to you. They'll love me, but they don't know you. You're a stranger. Take some time for them, will you? Once the rabbit leaves my care, I am not held responsible for their health. Once again, if it croaks 6 months after purchase, that's on you. Or any time after purchase, really. Because the rabbit is healthy. I do not sell sick rabbits. Waiting list. The waiting list will be slowly disappearing because I'm sick and tired of it. The waiting list does not give you priority over others. And this is why I'm sick and tired of it. Because people get so freaking entitled when they're on the waiting list. Mini rant. If you're on the waiting list, this does not give you priority over other people that are also on the waiting list. If you're on top of the waiting list, that doesn't matter because it all plays into what you do with the waiting list. It is a tool to give you information. You will get info on the rabbits for sale, genders, and basic prices all at 6 weeks of age. At 6 weeks of age, I will be choosing which rabbits I keep and which ones I sell. I will gender them, put them up on the website as genders, and not so much anymore. Like, that's when there will be more info, and there will be upcoming litters. And I think I'll be moving them to upcoming litters to babies and just put availability date so people know to get them then. But that's when it's all going to be happening at 6 weeks of age, no sooner. If you're on the waiting list, this does not guarantee you a rabbit. People throw hissy fits over this all the time. But because I have more rabbits than more people than rabbits, it is your job to contact me. Let me know when you will come and keep up on the info on the site. Do not expect me to spoon feed you everything you need to know. It's up to you to find it. It's all on the website anyway. I will not make extra effort to reach out over and over to see if you're still interested. If you are, make sure I know. If you want a rabbit, keep in contact with me. Reply to my emails. It's really not that hard. I tend to have more people than rabbits, and there's a chance you won't get one depending upon litter sizes. This happens basically every single time. Holland lops have very small litters. The list only gives you priority on information, remember this, over new customers from ads, which are released the day a rabbit is 8 weeks old. Yet, as stated in the sales policy, it is first come, first serve. This bothers a lot of people. If someone sees an ad and comes the same day, sooner than you did, and you've been waiting for 6 months, which please find another breeder at that point anyway, they get really angry that that person gets it. But it is first come, first serve. It's literally the first thing stated on the sales policy. Please remember it. This list allows you to get information sooner, and therefore you can schedule a time sooner, etc. It's just like setting up an appointment with the dentist, you know? You don't need to go in the same day you set up the appointment. It's an appointment. You can schedule a time to go to the Rabbitry after the rabbits go available, but you can schedule it before they're available, as in you choose the date now, and then you come later. It's really not that complicated. I don't get why people start grasping it. Pedigrees. All rabbits will come with a pedigree for free unless stated otherwise. I do not charge for pedigrees. The only time it's been otherwise is rescue rabbits. My entire herd is pedigreed. If a rabbit is tattooed, it will match the pedigree. If it doesn't, please email me. I gave you the wrong rabbit or the wrong pedigree. Either way, something's wrong, and we will fix that. If a rabbit is tattooed, we've been there. All the information on the pedigree is not to be altered unless the rabbit was sold untattooed and you decided to tattoo it, or you registered it, aka filling in spots I didn't put in. This is very simple. If information is already there, you're not allowed to alter it. Except for, of course, like things that are missing, like weight, register number, all these things that I don't do, because the only way a rabbit edits senior, which is 6 months old or older. Now, of course, this is because credit needs to be given where credit is due. I find the majority of my breeders through the pedigrees. I will see in the pedigree the name and then the rabbit, and I will go to that name and I will find that person and I will be like, please, I love your rabbits. So please have some respect for the breeders. Don't remove the name. You cannot remove the name. If you show it, you better have that golden Rabbitry and the name of the rabbit. Because that is my rabbit. I bred it. You will not take credit for that. And I've seen people do that. And it always hurts a little bit. I get upset when my other breeder friends talk about it. I get upset when I get a pedigree. And clearly the person that had the rabbit before me did not give credit to the original breeder. It drives me mad. I have the right to be the person that bred the rabbit. And you better respect that. Sexing. All genders are correct to the best of my knowledge. There is something called the gender fairy that comes every now and then and screws up what you think. I've never personally experienced this, but it is a joke in the rabbit community because you think it's a doe and next thing you know it's balls drop and you're like, wait, no, that must be a buck. Things change. None of my rabbits are fixed or will be spayed and neutered before sale. Duh, I'm a breeder. They gotta be able to reproduce. Most importantly, no rabbit is considered sold until 100% of the price I chose is paid. You will not haggle me down, okay? You can pay extra. I normally refuse extra money just because, you know, price is price, and that's the price I chose. That's the price you're gonna pay for. But you will not consider the rabbit sold until it is 100% paid for. You do your research. I will refuse service to someone who clearly knows nothing about the animal or breed. If you are like, yes, this will live in an aquarium, you're not buying it. And I'm dramatic example, but it happens, okay? You're not getting that rabbit. I have the right to refuse service to anyone. Be nice to me. It's that easy. All sales are final, no refunds. This goes back to if it dies after I sell it, you're not getting your money back. Changes are being made as I transition from being a pet breeder to a show breeder hang in there with me as the sales policy and other aspects will be slowly changing. If you are rude to me, you will not be getting any of my rabbits. If you disagree with me, find another breeder. It's so easy. Please, just cooperate with me. Communicate with me. Email back. Read the website. As someone, I have a list of around 24 breeders that I always check in on once a week and see if there's anything I like, and I email them, and I contact them, and I talk with them, and I communicate. It's not that hard. And if it is that hard for you, find someone who does it differently. That's it. I hope this was helpful and explanatory. This will be linked at the bottom of the sales policy for those who don't like reading. I don't like reading. It gives me a headache. I will see you guys in the next video. God bless.